The view of the barracks has never seemed so bleak. Granted, it's always been a bit terrible, but never more so than now. Grief has a way of tainting things, sapping the color out of everything. I don't even know if I should be grieving less or grieving more, in light of everything that's happened lately. Gravel crunches behind me, as the summer night air turns a little warmer against my skin. I expect a familiar face, one of the guys coming to drag me back inside and make me finally face sleep, my captain with a few words of witching our wisdom. But in another divine twist of fate, of course it's him. The reason I'm not deploying on the counterterrorism rotation in 2 weeks' time, the center of the storm that is in my every emotion. When he reaches the railing beside me, it's not long before he takes out a cigarette and a lighter, and his face is illuminated with a flicker, a soft amber glow, and a halo of smoke. He gives me a wry smile and offers me a puff. It's strange to see Jamie with a cigarette hanging from his lips. A far cry from what I'm used to see tucked there, the end of his trusty mechanical pencil, mid-thought as he tries to capture whatever he was sketching. I wonder if he still draws. Wonder if he still writes. Wonder if wherever he came from he got to see United win the Prem 3 times back to back. Stranger still is seeing his worn face, deeper set wrinkles with darker rings around his now dulled eyes. Though the fact he's older isn't the issue at all. He was always handsome, but even as his boyishness has disappeared, his beauty hasn't. It's not his age that's the issue. It's the fact that we didn't get to grow old together. That's what he always said. That's what we'd always planned. Hey,
if we're still single when we're older,
Hey, yo, there's voice acting in this?
wanna be like the captain when I grow up. Maybe I'll be your captain then. You'd hate that, wouldn't you?
I would definitely hate that, like I'm the captain here, not you!
Those stupid fucking tattoos will be with us forever, you know.
Okay. Well, I never did get to tell him how I really felt. That's not what even hurts the most. For all I grieve for myself, my broken heart, and my unrequited love, I just yearn for his existence. Pure and simple. I ache knowing the world is missing out on the bright spark that was his smile, that his flame so thinned with mine was snuffed out too soon. Don't think about the way you'll be extinguished soon. And yet, just as he was ripped away from the world so cruelly by a bullet, the strangest thing happened. A rip in time and space had given me, a second chance. Captain Blake can feel me staring, I bet, even if he's doing an expert job of pretending otherwise. I've only known this version of the man for a matter of weeks, and slowly, but surely, I've been making progress in getting to know him all over again, and letting him get to know me. I want him to know me, as he once did. Want him to see me, because if he does, surely he'll feel the same way. This whole situation shouldn't be possible, and yet, it is. Somehow, I try not to think about it too hard, with everything else I have on my mind lately. I'm risking a medical discharge as is. It's clear from his knitted brows and the heaviness of the air that there's something on his mind. It doesn't take a best friend or close comrade to see that. With Jamie, the silence never lasted too long. His brooding only extended a few moments before he'd be spilling his heart out, at least when it comes to me. Never could hold his tongue. Never could cope with cold, crisp silence.
I'm not him.
Wait, what? He cuts in, his gruff voice startling me for more than one reason. His words are so resolute and firm, and I wonder how long he's been holding in that thought, dwelling on my expectations, the weight of them. It seems no one around base had been quiet about the close relationship Jamie and I had, And I wonder if someone had clued him into my not-so-secret feelings. I know. What, is this a choice? Well, that move's so weird. I nod, swallowing and trying to deal with the bile rising in my throat, and thought I already lost this version of him before my second chance could even begin. You shouldn't be here. I pluck up the courage I was missing before, though my voice is small and uncertain. You shouldn't be here. You don't belong here, but you do belong with me. But I can't help but think the universe put you here for a reason. That draws his attention. Eyes that once were the color of clear blue water, but now are as dark as the night sky, firmly fixed on me. Each second stretches on, each breath pulling in a wave of heartache that threatens to pull me under, one I desperately wish to go away. It's crazy how his eyes are just familiar enough to make me fall under his spell, just foreign enough to make me want to run.
And you think that reason is you?
His eyebrow quirks and his lips part, flashing a hint of that youthful charm I'm so used to seeing, that I miss so dearly. Maybe? Probably stupid of me for thinking that. I mutter, unable to hold his gaze any longer. With Jamie, we were two dumb kids together. Now I feel off kilter, lapped in experience in just a matter of weeks. As stupid as my belief in fate might be, I choose to believe in it anyway. Jamie can't get a second chance at life. Not really, though somehow he lives on. But I selfishly get a second chance at being with the man I love. As soon as I'll ever get, other than weeping over an empty grave. Even if Jamie didn't love me like I loved him, I knew he wouldn't have wanted me chasing ghosts. I'm pulled out of my thoughts by a warm hand, nudging my chin upwards, bringing my head back up to the man before me so he can meet my eyes once more. That once familiar spark, the one I thought had been stolen with the last breaths and bleeding wounds of a dying man, persist. It shines within despite everything.
I don't know you that well, but if I'm feeling even a fraction what he did,
then he must have loved me. Then you might love me one day too? With my attention fixed on him, his touch withdraws, leaving ice in its wake. His expression flickers, from soft and sweet to his game face, the one I saw before that fateful day. But still, his words come tumbling out, revealing a sense of vulnerability he hasn't shared in the brief time we'd known each other.
It's hard to carry the weight of your grief as well as my own. I'm faced with my own mortality, my own losses. I get that you're angry, that you lost someone you loved. At least you got to love.
I open my mouth to protest, a surge of anger ripping through me, and yet something within me urges me to hold my tongue.
You had him. I've never had you, in this life or the last. And now I know. It's like I'm being taunted.
He doesn't know the meaning of the word. At least, he isn't being haunted, followed around by the ghost of a lost love. You think that you've got it worse? My words are fiery hot, swirling with anger, yet he offers no battle in response.
Fuck no.
Once more, his eyes soften, disarming me with unintentional ease.
But death comes to us all. Love only comes to those of us who are lucky.
Better to have loved and lost than to have never loved at all. Isn't that what they say? Maybe Jamie never could have loved me. Maybe I needed Jamie. Maybe I needed James to come. Maybe he needed to find his way to me too. His blasé dismissal of death pisses me off, and yet his hurt and confusion dulls my frustration. Seems we've both been unlucky then. I offer an olive branch, feeling at an impasse. He's lost too. We're in it together. Don't push him away. Don't let him go again.
Unlucky until now.
Hey, yo!
Fate's a funny thing.
We both freeze as the words tumble out of our mouths at the same time. There's a pause, then a shared laugh. Fate. So many questions swirl in my head. Do you think everything happens for a reason? I search his eyes for answers. I'm used to seeing a glint of hope. Instead, I see the comfort of resolution.
Not really, no.
Or the jading look of a harsh truth. Still, I search for meaning, even where there might not be any. This isn't the first meaningless death I've encountered in this line of work. It won't be the last. But this is the only death of the man I loved, the only death who came back to me. It has to mean something. Do you think this happened for a reason? Oh wait, I'm supposed to click through. God. He thinks on it for a moment, holding his tongue from an impulsive comment.
I'm not sure what other explanation there is.
Maybe he feels it too.
Keep hearing about memories that I almost feel a part of. Retold jokes that sound like exact ones I used to make. The same wisdom I'd heard from my mom. I suppose he is me. I'm him. Makes my head fucking hurt, truth be told.
His laugh has never sounded so bitter. Was it the dull march of time, the inevitable misery of a life of service, the lack of love he spoke of, or something altogether more tragic? What eroded him from a bright spark to a gentle ember? What happened to you? I've missed so much of your story. The memories etched into your skin where my touch should be instead. Would I have been part of that story anyway? There's a darkness in your eyes that wasn't there. Before or with Jamie, I'm not quite sure how to phrase it.
I'll tell you sometime. But while I might not be the man you knew, I bet I'm not that far off either.
I'll take you as you are. I long to tell him that I'm not sad he changed. I'm sad I didn't get to change with him.
I remember being everything they say about Jamie. From what I hear, you used to be all sunshine and rainbows yourself.
I scoff, remembering my defiant spirit in the face of everything life had thrown at me. Up until now. I'll get back there one day. I hope.
Hope? That shit'll kill you.
Hey, don't say that with that killer smile on your face. A sweet laugh rips out of me, so pleased to see a return to the humor I'd gotten used to. My heart soars when Jamie laughs along with me. Everybody has to die one way or another, right?
Right.
Silence overtakes us. Sobers us.
I'm sorry for your loss.
I'm sorry for yours. Well, I know he at least has some familiar faces here. They're still not his. There's no one he knows to anchor him here. No reason for him to stick around, and yet nowhere calling for him either. At least not on this earth. I interrupt the silence, unable to hold back my questions. What's next for you? Where are you going? I just got you back, please. Don't leave me. I missed you. I miss you. I always will. I watch as his double-lined lips curl around the butt of the cigarette one more time before he flicks it to the ground and lets it simmer out on its own. The air clears of the bulk of the smoke, but the smell still clings to him.
A new identity for starters. Can't have too many people knowing there's a bit of a rift in time and space, yeah? Good job we're all used to keeping things hush-hush. I've heard whispers of this new program in the US looking for armed forces volunteers.
God. I feel the shattered pieces of my heart splinter further.
But I think I'll be here for a little while longer.
I release a deeply held breath, relief flooding through me. I watch as James continues to speak, incapable of holding back any longer, letting his emotions run free.
I've always felt this ache in my bones, you know. Never felt settled. all I ever wanted.
Was to serve. I interject, having heard something similar too many times before.
Yeah. And somehow it still wasn't enough.
James steps closer into my space, his warmth surrounding me, yet he stiffens, hesitant.
Funny, now that I'm here, I don't feel that ache inside me anymore.
And then, he takes my hand in his, calloused and scarred, yet so gentle with its touch. The ache in my bones starts to bleed out of me too. Oh. Was that the end? It was! Jesus! Anyway, that was Memento Mori, Love, Loss, and Romance. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys do want to play this game for yourselves, link to the game will be in the description below. So this was another game that was released as part of this year's Vlogs Fabula Game Jam, and I will be going through some of the games from this game jam, but this one in particular, it hurts! What is up with Vlogs Fabula and like just making things just so unbearably painful? Like, ow! Ow! Oh god, I like it. I do enjoy it. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching. Hope you all have a lovely rest of the day. And as always, I'll be seeing you in the next video. This is Lion, signing off. Ciao.